Boom, boom, boom. Guess who back in the room, baby?
What's up, big cousin?
Man, welcome to the 11th Hour Podcast with Scott Anthony, your boy, Mr. BeTheFlow.
And I am Ty J. Duckett, the Reignmaker. Building.
Some people call me the 6'5" soldier, though. I might start rocking with that. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of liking it.
It's cool. Sounds good.
I mean, a little something. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to, show off my height. I know the ladies, they like to look up. I'm just saying.
Big cousin. All right, so let's jump into it. Man. So let's talk about this, man, because over the last maybe like 2-3 weeks here, really since we started this journey, we talk about how life we've had our ups and downs of what it's been like.
Yeah.
And I know for me, and talking with you too, that's why it came to my head, but you get to a point where you just can't take no more.
Exactly.
You get to a point where you internalize this energy, where you do your best to not let negativity get into your system. You do your best to stay as positive, because we're very positive people. That's why we're here, But when you get to that point that you just can't take it no more, how in your way, in your mind, you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no doubt about it, of course.
So how in your mind, one, do you know how to recognize that? Do you know when that happens, or does it like creep up and just all of a sudden explode on you?
Man, it's happened both ways, actually, because it's not like, when it happened the first time I fixed it and it was just over. Like I'm like on the other side of it. Like you said, them ebbs and flows, those ups and downs, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Because, but I think the thing that I think drew you and I together, and even to come up with the concept of this podcast, was understanding about turning your pain into your passion and your passion into your purpose.
Yeah.
So those 3 P's that we talk about often, they real.
Yeah.
And sometimes you sit in the pain a little longer than you would like.
Yeah.
And
that's not necessarily physical pain.
No. I'm not even talking about the physical. It's really, listen, the beauty about what we do here, and what you've done with everything you've put your finger on, and same with me, we advocate for mental health because we understand it's real. Like, you could be the strongest of the strong, the tallest of the tall, the biggest of the baddest, but everybody needs to find a lane to be able to take care of their mental health.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about. You sit in that pain, but what are you going to do with that pain?
Right.
Are you going to drown?
Right.
Or what you gonna do?
Right.
You're gonna rise, swim to the top, get back on shore, get, boots to the ground, and let's go. I'm passionate. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know my mental makeup, but sometimes I go in those spaces.
Yeah, in those spaces, that's where you do find out who you truly are and what you're truly about. And that mental toughness, it was built for me through sports.
Yes.
That's where it was built. I mean, you try to tell somebody to wake up early in the morning and run, read, work out, meditate. You try to tell them to do these things, and sometimes people do it. Other times it doesn't happen. I wanted to be a professional football player. So the mental toughness that I had to get myself up every single day to fight for this dream that, I'm 9, 10, 11 years old.
Right.
And to have the mental toughness to stay focused through all those years, the ups, the downs, the eating my Wheaties phase, doing all
the Wheaties work. We're looking for a couple of new partnerships. Come on, Wheaties, holla at your boy.
But yeah, during that time, I didn't truly realize about what mental health was, but also I didn't realize how strong mentally I was preparing myself to be.
But just the discipline in itself, cuz, seriously, for you to be that age.
Yeah.
But the great thing that you and I talked about as well, you saw the way Tico moved.
Yes.
So He gave you that template, like, look, fool, like, you see how
success.
Move. Right, you see him.
You see success.
You see him.
We know what success looks like. We see the people doing it.
Yes.
But are we mentally tough to hold ourselves accountable?
Everybody ain't cut from the same cloth. You may have the same blood, but you ain't cut the same.
But that's where you turn your pain into your passion, into your success. Yeah. And where does that pain come from? Comes from different things. Yes. So my initial pain went because as a kid I learned mental toughness through physical pain. Right. I pulled my kneecap off in the 8th grade.
Ooh, I remember that.
And oh my God,
you thought you had hops, fool. Thought you could dunk.
Hops,
like,
come
on, boom, looking like AC Green coming down here, like boom, boom, dunking with one hand.
Yeah, I did, and I did have hops. I was in 8th grade dunking, and
I wasn't dunking in 8th grade.
I pulled my kneecap off. I ruptured my patella tendon. And yeah, no, it was bad. But I mean, this was just as I was getting ready to go into high school.
Right.
And I mean, I'm waiting my whole time. High school is when the lights started to come on. Like, that's when you playing on Friday night. That's when, people coming to the game, the city watching.
The funny thing, though, not to even, like, go back, but I remember when Unc used to send them VHS tapes to the Shy when you were playing Pop, Pop Water.
Yeah.
And you out there carrying about 3-4 shorties down the field in the end zone. And I'm like, Mom, who was that? She was like, that's TJ. I'm like, get up out of here. Because that's when you first start getting in it.
Yeah.
So, like, he used to send the tapes to the Shy.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think it was, I think the first time I saw you play live, honestly, it wasn't Pop. It was at Norix. First time I saw you play was at Norix. You and Lil John Fly. Shout out to Lil John.
Shout out. That's
listen,
my
boy.
blood,
y'all,
right?
that option y'all used to run.
Yeah.
Looking like Tommy Frazier out there in Nebraska,
man,
baby. Unstoppable.
Shout out to
Lil John Flowers, man. Because y'all two, John had them things too, boy.
Hey.
Oh, the real ice
man.
They up here in Michigan like this, mama? She's like, yeah, they up here, man. TJ doing this thing.
And speaking of mental toughness, that's one of the strongest mentally tough people I've ever seen. And again, I was one of my teammates. Like I've had some very strong, mentally tough teammates.
Right, no doubt.
That I see working.
No doubt.
And so to go back to when I pulled my kneecap off, I ended up rehabbing for 9 months. I didn't play any sport my freshman year. And I ended up being a 250-pound 10th grader, running a 4.4, benching 500 pounds. Like, I put the work in.
Hold on, wait, running the what?
A 4.4.
And how much weight?
I was about 250, 260. I was rolling.
Y'all hear that?
I ran a 4.37 at the combine. And my pro dad, I need to put that out there, 250. No anyway, but the pain, the physical pain of that, rupturing my patella tendon, and then going through the rehab, that was my motivation to actually reach my goal.
What did you sit in? You can't physically perform. You can't work out. So what, was it music? Was it books? Was it conversation with others?
I mean,
like a combination of it all? What you get lost in?
Well, I think I got lost in my feelings for the beginning because the freshman football team goes undefeated.
Ooh,
without me. So now they're looking at me like, Duck, we don't even need you, baby. And I'm like,
wait, right.
And even then, Little John's a year older than me, so he getting off.
Right.
And it's just like, man, so that was probably the first time I was really depressed and didn't realize it.
Right.
And I was eating. I got into food. I remember I was eating.
I know you dove into something.
It was food. That was at that time though. My mind.
Was you that big, still running that fast though.
But that happened because I ate for 9 months. Like I ate a lot of food, and then I took all that body fat and turned it into muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just putting on the weight. Next thing you know, I started training. God blessed me.
There it is.
And I had all this. I was 180 pounds when I got hurt. And I came back 250. I mean, that's
crazy.
So yeah, that's where I got lost in. But to also, as I kept going, that was the base from all the physical toughness that football took. Getting hit. Talking about teammates between Lil John Flowers and Warwick Dunn, mentally tough, and you cannot break these guys.
The smallest dudes on the field.
And you couldn't break them. They was the toughest. They'd hit you in the mouth.
Right.
I mean, you could see that. So these are the things I'm seeing from the physical space.
Right.
Like these are, they're physically putting their bodies through these mentally tough.
Shout out to Warwick Dunn.
Shout out to Warwick Dunn, man.
No
We'll talk about him later on in another podcast. But he really taught me how to become a pro. He taught me what it meant to be a pro.
No doubt.
But yeah, shout out to Dub D. What's up, baby? But after that, though, once football was over, and now you started to have this pain that I didn't understand what the pain was, and the pain, I mean, it wasn't physical. I felt great,
right? But
inside, it hurt so bad. And over time, that's what led me to that 40-day fast.
But you understand how long you carried that?
I want to say for at least 2-3 years.
Well, at least 2 years. But think about it.
Just from that realm.
But even in the prior realm, when you talked about your kneecap, like you said, you started like, man, I might have been in depression then and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Oh. So from that time to carry on all that you were feeling.
Yeah. But I also had an outlet too, though.
I mean,
because as the down, depressed, or whatever, I knew I could go on the football field and hit somebody as hard as I possibly could. I could take the football, put it in my arm, and run through anyone.
Yeah.
And I'd be okay. I'd get, okay, you got me. Or I'd run them over and be like, yeah. And after the game, I'm so spent. My energy's so drained. I need to get in the cold tub. I need to relax. I need to go to sleep.
Shout out to the cold plunge, man. Listen, I ain't going to get started about that. I ain't going to derail the conversation. But all I'm saying is this man got me in the cold plunge today, the cold tub. My life ain't going to be the same.
And that's part of that mental toughness, though.
Yeah.
Like that's what this whole mental toughness, mental health for me has been groomed through sports.
Yeah.
Through physically getting hit hard or in one play getting beat,
but
fumbling.
What coach have you heard say no pain, no gain? You know what I'm saying?
It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
No
now,
pain, no gain.
Take all of everything that we're talking about now and you put that into life. So if you say someone in everyday life, you say to them, no pain, no gain, they're going to be like, but why?
Right. Why do I have to feel that?
Why do I have to hurt? And that's where, thankfully, I have this sports background because, no pain, no gain. Life's going to happen. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. I've seen some of the best athletes quit. It got too hard. It hurt. They quit. And life now, there isn't a true blueprint on what to do.
No, not at all. Everyone's journey's different.
So everybody's pain is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's joy is different.
The way they process pain.
The way they
receive that energy, because everyone receives it different. And like, I can't think of my man's name right now, my bad. I'm gonna show you some love soon. But I heard him say, the one thing about pain, it either breaks you or you end up breaking records. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real good.
I mean, that's what it is, because you have to make a choice. You have to make a conscious choice. Yeah, okay, you sitting in this right now and you feeling all these different type of emotions. You self-doubting yourself, your anxiety, off the chain. But make that choice. Make that choice. Either it's gonna break you or you gonna stand up, rise up. Man, I'm breaking records, baby. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tool. That's one of the tools that we set out to make sure our listeners, our subscribers understand, is that yes, you might be in a place in your life right now where you think like, why me?
Why? Yeah.
Like, really? This is happening right now? I just went through this.
I pray every day.
Right.
I tithe and all. I
treat people right, go to work.
I do everything I'm supposed to do. And why?
And you ask yourself why. And I think the conclusion you and I have come to is that he truly wouldn't even give us this battle if we weren't prepared.
True. Mentally, physically, or spiritually. I believe that wholeheartedly.
And everybody can't handle this battle. Like, the test that's come our way, the ups, we talk about the downs. The downs been down before. Like, man, like, this what we doing, God?
Yeah.
But that's what we doing. And he like, okay, yep, this what we doing. But here we are. We turn that pain, right into that passion,
no doubt,
into that purpose.
No doubt.
And I love it. I love it because even when those who don't know on the outside looking in, they think they know. But those in it with you, those that see you at your worst.
Yeah.
That's what make me still believe in love, because when people see you at your worst and they still look at you like, look at your ass right now. I still believe in you. Get up, man. What you doing?
Man, but that's from a sports standpoint.
Yeah.
It's the same
thing.
It's your team. We're a team. And you look at like, man, you can't lift it, man. Lift that weight, man. Cross that line, man. Catch the ball.
Yeah.
Make a shot. You can. I know you can do it. I see you do it. And 9 times out of 10, that athlete's like, yeah, I know.
Because when look, I'm gonna tell you, I know we talk about self-love. That's the platform. We not playing around. I love self-love. It took me a time to get back there loving myself. But what I'm telling you is, when you hear somebody else, and again, I'm not talking about validation, y'all. Like, of course, everybody likes to get compliments, get pat on the back, but I'm talking about when you in it.
Yeah.
When you in it, and that self-doubt is heavy, you just in a bad space. When that one person or that team of people,
people you talked about in hand.
Yeah. The ones that's in the building.
That matter.
Right. They in the building, so they know it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know the good, bad, happy, sad, the ugly, all that. But they can look at you, even when you, man, at your worst, and they can still smile.
Yeah.
And look at you,
and
you like, what you smiling at? They're like, you. Because I still see your light.
Yeah.
You still shining. You just in this space.
You're just in a bad space
I'm going to need you to get out this space, though, now.
Come on.
I gave you a few days to sit in it.
Yeah.
But now it's time to get out of it and let's move.
It's time, because that's not you.
You got things you need to do.
Yeah.
And
you're right, man, because we all get stuck in a space.
Yeah.
And that's important. And this conversation started really when your cup's full and there's more negative energy, there's more hate, there's more anger, there's more things that are poured into that cup that are forcing you to now, where are you at mentally, forcing you to make a physical action. And this team, I mean, who you surround yourself with
is so important.
It's the most, and it's not about who you surround yourself with while things are great. I mean, that's
everybody
fun,
loving you when you great,
but it's about who you're surrounding yourself with when it's bad.
Right.
And that's who helps relieve some of that tension in that cup.
Exactly.
They're like, I got a bucket for you. Just here. Pour some in here.
Yeah.
Pour everything in this bucket until you feel good.
Right.
And that's where even like Big Cousin and I, we've hung out at the top
at the pinnacle
of this thing. We have hung out and we've had a blast.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And then we've hung out at the bottom, in the lowest of the lows, in the basement. Let's just say,
probably exchanging tears.
Without a doubt, we've done that many a time.
Oh, the real.
I mean, I've called you many a time, hey, and still though, either way, it's still us uplifting each other in those spots because of that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And we both have a handful of people who fit in that same category,
no doubt,
who help us.
Shout out to you. You know who you are.
Yeah, who help us in this space. And a lot of these things, nothing we've said, anything has really been about yourself.
No.
Or alone, I should say. It's all about yourself.
Right. 6'5" soldier. I'm in the building.
It's about yourself. But having a team around you is really,
it's important. It is.
Yeah,
it is, because again, like I said, it's not about validation.
No,
it's not. It's really about like that safe space.
It's about accountability.
Yeah, that too, because that safe space allows you to sit in it. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that on your team that's rocking with you, that believe in you, that love you, they're gonna let you sit for a minute, but then they're gonna look at you like, okay. I'm done, lab. It's over. You good? Because you need to be good right now. You done had your time to get your mind right.
Yeah.
Get your mind right. Let's go. And here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that
high fives and hugs. Let's go.
And even still, part of that small little village that we talking about, they are the first ones to tell you when you ain't on point. First
with capital letters.
First to tell you, and no, I don't want to hear it.
No,
but because that particular person or this family, loved one, friend has noticed a behavior or how I have been acting, they ask the question or they give me some feedback I may not want, and I respect it though. I actually hear it.
No, you hear it.
I hear it.
You don't want to receive it, but
that's
you hear it.
I hear it, and then that's something that either I change something up in that moment,
right,
or that's the voice I keep hearing repeatedly over and over in my head.
Again,
even when I look in the mirror.
We come back to that master word and choice, because it really does come down what way you move is what you choose.
Yeah,
like you have to choose to be the best version of yourself. It don't matter what kind of team you got, and they can tell you that every day, all the potential. Oh, I see this light in you. You're amazing. You're such a good person. But you know what? If you don't choose to put in the work to be the best version of yourself and make the sacrifices necessary, is what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because I do this to myself. I'm the king of self-sabotage. I'm not going to say it. I think they tried to make a T-shirt and patent it with my name on it, because I'm just keeping it 100. Like, I've been in situations where I'm like, ee, because I allow self-doubt to creep in my head.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in my thing. Like, the thing that I have, I know I have a thing.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's been situations that's come my way it could have been game changing. Who knows, and I don't want to live in the past, but I understand, like, I've made choices because of self-doubt. I've made choices because I didn't think I was good enough.
Yeah.
I've made choices that way. And now that we in this space, and every other choices that I've made, shout out to BeTheFlow Wellness, baby, we in the building. All the choices that I've made to bet on myself, that allowed me to understand that there's no more self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because there's no plan B. We in here, cuz.
So when let's talk about that for a minute then. Like, when you bet on yourself.
Yeah.
What you mean?
It got to a point where every night I went to bed, every time I woke up, I had this vision. I had this dream of what I should be doing on this planet, right? And it just kept happening. It was reoccurring. And when people talk about reoccurring dreams, reoccurring thoughts, like, that's real. Like, and shout out to the guy, Steve Harvey, big homie. I heard him talk about this. Like, he said, like, if it keeps coming to you, what are you waiting on? That's him talking to you. He knocking on your door. Open it. Walk through it. Because guess what? Even if it don't work the first time, get back on up and keep walking towards that voice. And that's what I made the choice. Because, after my playing days, I went right into coaching college basketball, transition to working for a sports management company, to transition to working in education. And I was almost there for 10 years. And it was even me waking up one day thinking, like, so I'm just going to get like a certificate at the end of this roller
coaster. You was in
coaster.
education for 10 years?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Cuz.
Oh, okay.
I think this was year 9 before I, did the James Brown on the woohoo. Oh, that was Michael Jackson, my bad. But real, on the real, it was just like, I just knew it was more. Because even as a shorty, I knew I had something in me and all this stuff. And we're going to talk about a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. We're going to talk about it. But, like, I knew it was more. So I had to make the conscious choice of, what are you going to do with this self-doubt, big dog, that you keep carrying?
When you say you knew there was more what? What you mean?
I knew it was more for me to do on this earth than just go inside a building from 7 to 4.
Okay.
And even though I was
and being a teacher is very important.
Yeah, it's very important. Shout out to all my educators.
Definitely.
Man, love. You already know who I love. The ones I used to work with, my people. Educators are the most underrated profession in the world. But I just knew in my life of lives, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was more. I needed to do more. Because I've never been the type of energy that I felt you can put in a box. Like, you can't put Scott Anthony Riley in the box. You just can't. Like, you just can't. Some rules, I hear you. I don't like them all. And that's okay. I hear you. I'm not going to your prison or your jail. I understand law. But rules, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to move the way I'm supposed to move because I feel like I was raised right. I'm not going to hurt nobody. I'm not going to disrespect nobody. But I need to move the way I need to move.
And also, depending on that rules, that also limits choice.
It does.
Because, I mean, this whole thing is about choice.
The whole life. From the time you come out the womb to the time you go to the tomb.
And the only thing you cannot choose is who brings you in here and who shares your DNA.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you can't choose. And there's a time once I was dating this lady, and I was in a space where I was just sad a lot. I mean, I was just down a lot.
Did she feel that energy? Did she know?
Yeah, and she was like, "Why are you like that? Everything's good. Everything's great. Why are you?" You know, you can choose to be happy. You can choose to be those things. And yeah, she was 100% right.
Right.
The problem was I didn't want to be in the situation where I was in. So if I'm choosing to be happy, which I wanted to, then that gives her a false impression of me actually being happy. And I could not do that. And so obviously the relationship didn't work. It ended. But
how long though? Like, how long before you really looked at her and said, you know what? She was like, why are you so sad? Like, honestly, it's because of you.
I'm gonna say it was probably maybe a year and a half.
Man, you sat there for a year and a half through it.
I mean, because I was in a spot where I was owning.
Some time.
I was owning my feelings. Like, things were not the way
trying to figure it all out.
Well, the things weren't the way I think I would wanted them to be. Okay. But I'm not like, because I'm mad, I got to go. Come on, I can. Just because I don't like this, maybe I can. Let me see. Maybe I can get through it. You know, maybe I'm tripping. Right. And so I really kept pushing against myself because I was hanging in there. Like, I was thinking, like, it's me. Like, I'm the one that's feeling these ways. I'm the one that is not, like, it's my fault. And
overthinking the whole situation.
Well, that and I had my own insecurities that I was still dealing with.
Right, no doubt.
From past relationships.
Yeah.
From just my past. And so I was trying to hang in there because I knew what they were.
Right.
I was just trying to hang in there, but it just wasn't it.
But you know what's funny? People on the outside looking in think because you're a big time athlete that you don't have insecurities.
Of course.
That's crazy.
Of course.
Right? But that's crazy that people actually think that, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's and especially with sports. And I feel like us as people, we're more than just one person.
Yeah.
We're more than just one thing. And we can be different things at the same time, because as a kid I was very shy. I was a very, very shy kid. But once I started playing sports and scoring touchdowns and winning,
you know
and having
get a taste of that,
it started to be like, what you shy about? Like,
and then the girls were like, "Hey, TJ,"
and I would whatever I was insecure about, I was like, it don't matter. He can't score a touchdown. What Jamie Foxx? He ain't a ball player. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was always my fallback.
Yeah,
and I could always go, and then eventually that persona, TJ, was I could get through anything. But in that transition from TJ to Todd, I was when I got done playing, I went through that 40-day fast. I'm recreating who I am. I'm trying to figure out my purpose, and I go to Todd. Todd I had at that point had nothing to fall on. Like, all I had was things I didn't know about me.
Yeah.
And other than the insecurities I had before. Like, these are things from before.
Yeah.
Like, not even what I picked up on the way. It's just, this is stuff from my childhood.
But now you gotta take it straight ahead. You gotta go. You gotta look at it Like, let's go.
If I want to, because I want to be the greatest person I can be.
Right.
And I want to live in my purpose.
Yeah, no doubt. And the cool thing about our listeners and our subscribers, I know y'all feel our energy, y'all feel our vibe. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
thank you for always
y'all.
locking in.
Thank you.
I love. Okay, so we do have an email account if you want to like give us suggestions on content. You want to give some feedback on some content. You want to possibly be a guest on the show.
Yeah.
Go ahead, email us at
info@the11thhourpodcast.com.
Come on with it.
All letters. info@the11thhourpodcast.com.
Cause this was dope, man. This was good energy, man. I had a blast doing it with you, like always.
Yeah, like always.
You know, we want to thank everyone who continues to support the 11th Hour podcast.
Thank you.
No doubt. You can actually follow us on all streaming social media networks at the 11th Hour podcast.
11th Hour Podcast is the word at the 11th Hour Podcast. All words. And that's on any social media platform. You can also listen to us where you listen to your other favorite podcasts.
Let them know we get greenlit, cuz we all over the place, baby.
Yeah.
Let them know we on 13 different streaming platforms, whether it's from Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, any of your favorites. Go to it. Type in 11th Hour Podcast and you will feel this energy.
Cuz thank you. Thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned for another episode.
Yeah, we coming back. We gonna keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. See you. 6'5" Soldier out.
Stay tuned for some more with the 11th Hour Podcast. Peace.
Peace.